Hey troops, it's Roy from Geeks Adventures. Woohoo! Broadcasting from Studio Beta in a townhome in the Clintonville section of Columbus, Ohio. No, not gonna gush about, well, a little bit about the Infinity War final trailer. Because right now, internet blew up, yada yada yada, and everyone is kind of going, where is Hawkeye in all of this? Which is a legit question. Where is Hawkeye? But this was kind of brought up. I imagine everybody's bringing this up now. How this whole insane adventure started 10 years ago with that little post-credit scene at the end of Iron Man. Um, I remember going to Iron Man the first time, and word floating around that, oh, they got something at the end, and I'm old, so I remember how back in the day when Ferris Bueller was the first film to do that. It was just something silly, something funny to slap on at the end. It didn't mean anything. And so, I remember being in the theater with, I don't know, maybe about 5 or 6 other geeks. We were in there, and then all of a sudden it's like, that's Samuel L. Jackson's voice. And when he shows up, it's like, God, it's Nick Fury. Now, the thing to keep in mind is that if memory serves, when the Ultimates was written for Marvel, the artist, I forget what the artist's name is. I'm sorry. Who was doing the whole reimagining of Nick Fury. He's like, Samuel Jackson. Oh hell yeah, he'd be perfect as Nick Fury. So this wasn't exactly a casting coup, but watching this and hearing him talk, and it's like, okay, whatever, whatever. He did not just say Avengers Initiative. And of course, at the time, this is after superhero films often. Superhero films were still a thing at the time, with levels of success ranging from, "Hey, cool, Batman, yeah," to, wow, okay, Ben. I mean, not that Daredevil was horrid. Actually, I kind of liked it, but. And so to hear someone, to hear a film actually have the gumption to go all the way. Wow, I'm old. I just said gumption. Good grief. Sorry, showing my age. But anyway, actually outright saying the Avengers. I mean, up to this point, unless you're Star Wars, I take that back. At this point, some properties have been able to do the long story arc. I mean, J.K. Rowling's J.K. Rowling's is rich as heck from that. Lord of the Rings, cha-ching. Heck, James Bond, Star Wars, and I mean, it's been done, but not quite in this way where you're taking a bunch of disconnected characters and all mixing them together in a giant shaker, put the cap on and shake it, and you pray the martini comes out okay. You look at all these, even Lord of the Rings, even if it is this vast ensemble cast, the idea is still, this thread is still there from these individual paths, as opposed to, let's see, we're going to take 4 different characters, introduce 4 origin movies. We're going to pray we make enough money off of each of these to make it worthwhile. It's like, are you out of your mind? When it's all over, and from, if I recall right, even Feige, I imagine Feige and Favreau were both at the time going, worst comes to worst, and this movie tanks. It's a funny thing to have at the end. Hey, what could have been, right? Instead of, damn, we gonna do this. And 10 years later, I mean, wow. That's cool. A bit of irony is that earlier this week. Oh shoot, I wrote the director's name down. I'm sorry. Let's see. Yeah, DC Warner. You know what? Warner Brothers guys, piece of advice: if you find out Marvel's making some kind of trailer drop or whatever, don't bother announcing anything. Don't bother. Don't. Because earlier this week, Ava DuVernay, the director of A Wrinkle in Time, was announced as being the director for the New Gods movie. And of course, reaction was mixed, and it's like, hey, Matt Reeves, how's the Batman movie coming? With Ben Affleck on the sides going, yeah, Matt, how's the movie coming? So I mean, this announcement was kind of within the context of the grand DC universe. Oh, it was kind of cool, It's like, hey, we're gonna bring and explain more of Darkseid and blah 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 blah. Comic book hopeful comic geeks going, hey, cool, blah 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 blah. And most of the industry going, oh great, you made another announcement. Oh yeah, you're telling us you're gonna make a movie. Oh, how cute! You're gonna make another movie. You've been saying that crap for how long? And well, the good news is at least Shazam's being filmed. Although who knows how that fits into the rest of this junk that DC's doing. Yes, I'm bashing them. It's frighteningly easy. To be blunt. And then just when it's like you get this modicum of, hey, all right, cool. This trailer drops and everyone's like, oh yeah, that's right, they're gonna make a ton of money. How much money has Kevin Feige made right now? I mean, good grief. I mean, is he like Gollum going, precious? You know what? If Marvel's smart, they've made a giant replica of the Infinity Gauntlet made of gold with like real valuable gems and crap and gave it to Kevin Feige and went, on top of the tons of money we're giving you already, here, our way to say thank you. See him put the gauntlet on and just kind of go, oh man, it doesn't work, does it? Oh well. Just a suggestion. I mean, let's be honest here, all right? Dude pulled this off. The follow-ups to Star Wars movies, whatever, that was gonna happen. All this stuff, but this is just wow. Who would have thought? And you guys survived having Ed Norton as Bruce Banner. Oh, hey, it worked. So anyway, there you go. So hey, in a couple weeks, the the entire cinematic business gets to tremble in terror as they look at numbers and go, it made $300 million on Thursday. If memory serves, the trending right now is, I think, $250 million over a 3-day weekend in the U.S. alone. Now, and I believe no official numbers have been thrown out. From Disney, but the guessing game being played by lots of folks is this is a film that's costing, between the budget and the obnoxiously outrageous, never-ending ad campaign. 500 million is a number that's being thrown around, and not even in a worst case scenario, as in, that's probably about right. There's a possibility, considering how absolutely nuts this is going, that the first weekend Kevin Feige and Disney get to go, all right, we made our money back. Is it not gonna? Oh heck no. I've mentioned this a ton of times. The umpteenth, interesting kind of way things work, DC versus Marvel in this whole movie shtick. I don't think anyone's questioning one, how good this is going to be, and number two, how much dang money this mofo gonna make? I think at this point it's not the and actually yeah, the $1 billion is not a question. Duh. And actually that's probably the one thing where things get interesting is that a bunch of us were talking about how Rogue One made $1 billion and everyone's kind of like, wow, it didn't quite meet expectations. It made $1 billion, you freaks! Billion! Even in this exploded, overpriced atmosphere in Cineplexes, $1 billion is a big fat number. Good grief. So that's where things get kind of twitchy, and it's gonna make $1 billion. That's easy. Question is, are we talking about reaching the new plateau now? In $1 billion, I think what is it, 15, 16 movies have made that, and woo, Black Panther, one of them. Wakanda Forever, yeah. I do it with both hands, but I'm holding up my phone. Sorry. Now it's the next plateau of two. Let's see here: Titanic, Force Awakens, and Avatar, if memory serves, are the only three that have done it. And you're like, well, how hard can it be to make that? Go to Box Office Mojo, and you'll see how hard it is. All kidding aside. But that's kind of the economic reality, and the kind of creepy thing in the middle of all this is that this movie could make $1 billion, and investors are going, so that's creepy. That's creepy. But welcome to the 21st century and tentpole films, right? Anyway, so there you go. Wow, kind of buzzkill, wasn't it? Almost as bad as a buzzkill as Thanos with the Infinity Gauntlet. Wrong hand. With the Infinity Gauntlet. I'm trying to remember the comic books. Yeah, that's right. Actually, in the Jim Starlin cover, he is holding it this way. Is it Jim Starlin who did it? Yeah, I think Jim Starlin drew the iconic cover for one of the Infinity War films for comics. Anyway, I gotta go. Hey, y'all have a good weekend. May the force be with you. May the odds be in your favor. And as always, be good to each other, okay, peeps? Seriously. Y'all take care. Later. Bye.